Hello there. It's not much of a secret that I'm a fan of musicals. And of all the musical numbers out there, my personal favorite is the tap dance. At that point, the musical is at its most energetic. And it's impressive seeing the actors tap dance on the stage. I think it's because the tap dancing numbers tend to be the happiest in the musical, and it requires a very up-tempo song to accompany it. Combine that with the clitter-clatter of the footsteps, and it's hard for them not to be showstoppers. Of course, tap dancing is most prominent in classic old-school musicals. The best place would be to start with the most famous of classic musical duos, Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire. It seemed like every time they made their way onto the dance floor, magic happened. They were so close together rhythmically, and the result was pure brilliance. Whether it was Swing Time, or Top Hat, or many other of their classic productions, the numbers in those films worked, not only due to the amazing choreography, but the talent on screen as well. Astaire also worked very well solo too, as shown by one of his most famous numbers, Put It on the Ritz, from the film Blue Skies. The way he uses his cane as a prop is done to tremendous effect, as is later in the number when he tap dances to doubles of himself. Whether with Rogers or by himself, Fred Astaire is definitely a legend in the world of tap dancing. Another legend is Gene Kelly. To me, some of the most delightful and happiest musicals put on screen are those directed by or starring Mr. Kelly. He would continually think of creative ways to heighten his tap dancing numbers, turning each one into applaud-worthy showstoppers. One I think most of you might enjoy is this scene from Anchors Aweigh, which he dances alongside Jerry Mouse. And kudos to director George Sidney and the MGM animators like Kenneth Muse and Ray Patterson for getting the timing down perfectly between the two stars. Then there's his best musical, Singin' in the Rain, with my two favorite numbers that, of course, feature tap dancing. The title song is brilliant, with the added challenge of having him dance in studio-created rain and puddles, and yet he keeps his enthusiasm going and never missing a single beat. Good Morning is another high-spirited number with his co-stars Donald O'Connor and Debbie Reynolds. Using the entire set of Don Lockwood's house, this is definitely the liveliest part of the movie, and the tap dancing plays a large part in that. Even as the age of classic movie musicals started to go down in popularity, the influence of these older masters would find themselves into newer works. In Young Frankenstein, Mel Brooks and Gene Wilder paid a wonderful tribute to Fred Astaire, with their rendition of Put It on the Ritz, utilizing a classic monster creation. And when transferring to stage, director-choreographer Susan Stroman did a spectacular job of hiding the fun of the number, even including Inga and Igor on stage for some further tap dancing fun. Speaking of Mel Brooks, it's no shock that the producers, his tribute to 1950s musicals, included a big tap dancing number in the form of I Want to Be a Producer. Matthew Broderick did a fantastic job showcasing the sheer happiness Leo Bloom is feeling as he tap dances alongside those beautiful girls in pearls. I thought the film adaptation of the stage show did a fantastic job of bringing back the classic style of movie musicals, and this was certainly one of the best numbers that showcased this. It almost seemed like Broderick even stepped onto the old sound stages occupied by Astaire, Rogers, and Kelly. One particularly delightful tap dancing number showed up in the most unexpected of places, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Due to Steven Spielberg always wanting to direct a musical number, he decided to start the film with a rendition of Cole Porter's Anything Goes, and it's such a wonderfully toe-tapping number. Kudos to the very talented line of chorus girls for that superb work here. Another memorable tap dance appeared in Chicago, in which Billy Flynn makes his case to the jury about Roxy's innocence, and using Rob Marshall's unique way of directing the film, the clever editing nicely cuts back to him tap dancing and addressing the court. It flows really well, presents a great amount of necessary razzle-dazzle on screen. One of the most enjoyable numbers in recent memory also showed up in The Artist, Michel Hazanavicius' tribute to silent films. This number served as nicely showing the transition of lead character Georges Valentin to sound musicals, and Jean Dujardin and Bernice Bejoux appear to have a lot of fun performing it. I love The Artist, finding it to be very deserving of the Oscars it won, and this was a wonderful capper to the story, leaving a big smile on my face as I left the screening. With old-school movie musicals sadly being a rarity in recent years, as producers and directors try to present a more realistic approach to musicals, tap dancing has mainly retreated to the stage. One of my favorite numbers in the Book of Mormon was the showstopper Turn It Off, which used a combination of tap dancing and creative lighting. Plus, how can you go wrong with tap dancing Mormons? The recent revival of Anything Goes on Broadway and in national tour also features a spectacular tap dancing number set to the title song, and I'm just awed at Son Foster and the ensemble's work in that number. I'm surprised a more faithful film adaptation of Anything Goes has never been made, as previous attempts to do so deleted a lot of the songs and changed a bunch of things around. Maybe the success of this show will lead to one, as I would love to see a new musical done in the style of the Arthur Freed ones again, and I feel this is the perfect one to go with. It's disappointing we have not gotten one since the film adaptation of The Producers, which was a delight mainly because of how perfectly it replicated that classic style. In conclusion, there's such a sheer joy and energy to be found in tap dancing numbers, which is why every musical I watch gets bonus points for including one. And with that, I'll see you next time. Hit it!